Hello again, this has been McGahee Mathematics. In this video we're going to learn how to multiply polynomials. We're going to learn how to multiply two monomials together. Remember, that's a polynomial with one term, and then we're going to multiply two binomials together. So that's polynomials with two terms, and then we're going to multiply binomial times a trinomial. So that's going to be trinomial, remember, is polynomial with three terms. So let's take a look at how that works. So what we have here is we'll do an example. We'll start off with, let's say we have 2x to the fourth. Let's multiply 5 x to the seventh. So the way you multiply monomials together is you want to multiply the numbers, the coefficients. So you can do 2 times 5 and do that separately, and then times, then you do x to the fourth times x to the seventh. Like that. So when multiplying the coefficients, 2 times 5, that equals 10. And the way you multiply or combine the exponents with the same variable, x to the fourth and x to the 7, you're going to add the exponents. So that's going to be x to the 4 plus 7. So that equals 10x, and 4 plus 7 is 11. So 10x to 11th power. So that'd be our answer. Okay. Also, let's see another example where we have maybe two more variables. Let's say you have negative a squared b times 4 a b cubed. So negative 8a squared b times 4ab cubed. So we'll do exactly the same thing as before. We'll multiply the coefficients together. It's negative 8 times 4. And then now we combine the a's together, a squared and a times a times, then we have the b and b cubed together, so we do b times b cubed. So that equals, we look at negative 8 times 4, so negative times positive is negative, and that's going to be just negative 32. And then we have a squared times a, and a, just remember that that's a to the first power. So a is a to the first power, so that'd be, you add the exponents, 2 plus 1. So a to 2 plus 1. And then we look at b, it's just b to the first power. And then we'll have b to the, what's that, 1 plus 3, adding those together. So that's going to equal negative 32, a, 2 plus 1, that's 3. And then b, 1 plus 3 is 4. So there's our answer. The answer is negative 32a to the third, or a cubed, b to the fourth. So that's how you multiply monomials together. Now let's say you want to multiply a couple of binomials together. Let's say if you have so y plus 3 times y minus 6. So multiplying these together, let's see what we get. So the way we do this is we use a method. It's called a FOIL method. And FOIL is an acronym. It stands for first, and O stands for outside, I stands for inside, and the L stands for last. So let's see what this means in terms of multiplying two binomials together. So for the first, you're going to multiply the first two terms. You're going to multiply first for y and then times y. So that'll equal y times y. And then for the outside terms, you do the first times the second one, the outside terms. So first of the first one and then the second of the last one. So that's going to be what? Plus y times negative 6. And then the inside goes this way. You do the second of the first one times the first of the second one. So plus 3 times y. And then the last is the last terms of both binomials. So 3 times negative 6 plus 3 times negative 6. So let's see what this gives us here. We're going to have y times y. That's y 1, 1. So remember, y is just y to the first power. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So you're going to have y squared. And then plus y times negative 6. That's going to be what? Minus 6y. Plus 3 times y is 3y. And then plus 3 times negative 6. That's going to be plus negative 18 or minus 18. So this is going to be equal to, we have y squared. And then notice that we have two like terms. We have negative 6y plus 3y. So if we combine those together, what do we get? We get negative 6 plus 3 is minus 3. So that will be minus 3y, then minus 18. And that will be our answer. So y squared minus 3y minus 18. So notice that when you multiplied, two binomials together, what did you get? You got a trinomial, right, as a result. The question is this always true? When you multiply two binomials, do you always get a polynomial with 3 terms, or trinomial? Well, we need to find that out. Maybe through another example, we can see if this is true in general. Let's take a look at, let's say you have z plus 9 times z minus 9. So you want to multiply these two binomials, z plus 9 and z minus 9. So what we'll do is we'll go through the FOIL again, right? We have the first, and then we have the outside, the inside, and the last. So that's the pattern that you want to do with multiplying binomials. So this will equal, we have z times z and then we'll have plus z times negative 9 from the outside, and then from the inside we'll have, what's that, plus 9 times z, and then from the last we'll have 9 times negative 9. So 9 times negative 9. So that's going to equal, we have z times z. Remember, with z the first power, z the first. So that's going to be z squared. And then plus z times negative 9, that's going to be minus 9z. And then plus 9 times z, that's 9z. And then plus 9 times negative 9, that's negative 81. So minus 81. So what do you notice here? That then you have these two middle terms, they're like terms, but they're actually with opposite signs, right? You have negative 9z plus 9z. That's going to give you negative 9 plus 9, 0. So these z's actually cancel out. And then our final answer is going to be z squared minus, we have 81. So z squared minus 81 is the final answer. And looking at this, we multiplied two binomials together. We did z plus 9 times z minus 9. And we only got a binomial as a result, z squared minus 81. So we did not get the trinomial like before in that previous example. So this is not always true. Sometimes you'll get a binomial, and in this case it's called what's called a difference of two squares, and we're going to learn more about that once we get to the topic of factoring polynomials, of how that works. So that's how you multiply two binomials. Just use the FOIL method. First, outside, inside, last. You usually combine the two middle terms, so that the outside and the inside products, and to simplify your answer. Okay, so let's do a new board here, and we will look at the final topic on multiplying polynomials. We'll use, let's say, p plus, let's say 2, and then we'll multiply that by, let's say, 3p squared minus 4p plus 10. So we're going to multiply p plus 2 binomial times the trinomial 3p squared minus 4p plus 10. So the way that we do this is kind of like with FOIL. You distribute the p to all the terms in the trinomial, and then you do the same thing for the 2. 2 distributes to every term in the trinomial, and then you just combine the like terms together. So let's see what we get. So we'll get p times 3p squared. That's going to be 3p. Let's see, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3p cubed, right? So minus, we have p times negative 4p. That's going to be negative 4p squared, right? Then plus 10, or p times 10 is 10p. Okay. And then next thing we'll do is do 2 times 3p squared. That'll be plus 6p squared. And then we'll have, let's see, 2 times negative 4p is minus 8p. And then 2 times 10, that's 20, plus 20. Okay, so now it's time to combine the like terms together. We have the 3p cubed looks like it's all by itself, but we have negative 4p squared and 6p squared. We can combine those, and we can combine the 10p and the negative 8p together, and the 20. Constant's all by itself, just like with 3p cubed. So we'll just say we'll have 3p cubed, just write that down, and then negative 4p squared plus 6p squared, that's going to be what? Plus 2p squared. And then 10p minus 8p would be what? 2p. And then plus 20. And this would be our final answer. We're multiplying the binomial times the trinomial. 3p cubed plus 2p squared plus 2p plus 20. So that's just a quick example, on multiplying a binomial times a trinomial and seeing what you get. Again, the same rule applies, when you multiply a binomial times a trinomial, you may not always get, many terms, like 4 terms. You may only get 2 terms, or maybe 3 terms. It really depends on what you're given. So just want to let you know about that. This has been McGahee with McGahee Mathematics. Thank you for watching the video on multiplying polynomials, and do look forward to dividing polynomials. Stay tuned.